What's going on, gaming family? Sega Man back here with another video. And it is the new year, so we're going to get into another versus video. Two of my favorite classic Genesis games that I played in my earlier days. They were both great games. I still love them today. And they're very highly collectible and very expensive also on the market if you want to buy these complete in box. Very awesome games, but there can only be one victor in this versus video. So it's going to be Streets of Rage 2 versus Streets of Rage 3. Both are great games, guys, but one is better than the other in my opinion. It's only my opinion in my versus videos, but I've played both of these games and I've beat both of these games. And they're awesome games, believe me, both of them are awesome. So let's talk about Streets of Rage 2 first. Now, if you remember in Streets of Rage 1, the sprites, 16-bit sprites, were totally different. They were smaller. The game was very colorful. Very inventive side-scrolling beat-em-up I've ever seen in my life. First of all, with the first one, awesome music in the first one. Never unforgettable music. The two guys that compose the music in all the Streets of Rage games are awesome. Still today they are awesome, even in Streets of Rage 1. The bosses in Streets of Rage 1 were also cool, with them also using your special power as when it calls a police car and it launches a grenade launcher, and then it comes in, makes this ring of fire, and it takes off, your enemy's power to help you beat the board. I thought was pretty cool, pretty decent. You know what I mean? In Streets of Rage 1, they were being very inventive back in the day, and it's still a game I love to my heart still today in 2020. But to up the ante in Streets of Rage 2, it's a 16 meg game, and it is still awesome today. Now, I own this game on my Xbox One X, in the Sega collection, which is awesome, and also the Bat Compat. And I also own it in the Sega Genesis collection for the 360. But in my opinion, still nothing can beat the old school Streets of Rage on tape, on the original Sega Genesis. I still love this more, even better than what they ported over. This is still my favorite. The graphics in this game were breathtaking and awesome for the era and time of gaming for me. I've been doing this for a long time, and I was just totally blown away by the music, the 2D backgrounds, the characters. In all here, Skates, which it was introduced to this, which is a cool new character. And my favorite character is the wrestler. I can't think of his name right now, but he was my favorite character to use in the game. I beat the game with all the characters, but he was my favorite. You know what I mean? The detail in the graphics of the way he was built as a wrestler was awesome. Me and my friend used to always, compare him to Zangief from Street Fighter, and we believe he could beat the hell out of Zangief. You know what I mean? To me, he was just stronger, more powerful, and it would have been cool if they would have made a game where they challenged each other. That would have been awesome. But the bosses in here were cool, more colorful. When you go to the stadium, the baseball stadium, the music was just breathtaking in this, and it had elements of the Alien in it. In the theme park of the movie Aliens, which is my favorite all-time sci-fi movie ever. And this was just an awesome game from beginning to end. And I highly recommend it, guys. If you pick up a Sega Genesis, you won't go wrong with this side-scrolling beat-em-up. Now, the next one here is Streets of Rage 3, and it went back to the old school, kind of like the first Streets of Rage. Now it added, you know, a lot more different characters. You know, in this, you can also be the kangaroo. There's a way you have to unlock them. I've done it. And Blaze is back, along with I can't think, Axel, and then the other guy. I used him a lot. The robot looking guy, he was pretty cool, you know. But it took me a while to beat this. Axel, yeah, Skates, Dr. Zen. It took me a while to beat this game because there's different ways you can beat it. You know what I mean? And it's awesome. You can also unlock where it was called Burning Knuckle. And I also did that. And that was the Japanese version of the game. But still, the graphics were pretty cool. The music was still awesome in this game. It was. And overall, Streets of Rage 3 was a really cool game. I wish they could have stayed with the way the graphics were for Streets of Rage 2. I thought it would have been just a little better. You know what I mean? And to buy this game actually today, it's expensive. I heard it's very expensive. I've seen it go for over $100 complete in box. And this was around $80 in complete in box. But it's an awesome game, guys. If you like side-scrolling beat-em-ups, these are the two best beat-em-ups ever for the Sega Genesis. And but like I said, there can only be one winner in this versus. So it's Streets of Rage 2 against Streets of Rage 3, and it wasn't a really hard decision to be awesome, to be totally awesome with you guys. Streets of Rage 2 is the winner out of 3. You know what I mean? It just was, to me, was way better. Graphically, colorful, the game, and it's just so memorable. You know what I mean? And this is my all-time side-scrolling beat-em-up fighter ever. There is no other beat-em-up, in my opinion, that is better than Streets of Rage. None at all. And I'm very glad to own it. But they're both great games, guys. So if you ever get a chance and you get a Sega Genesis, pick up the Streets of Rage series 1, 2, and 3. Great games for the Sega Genesis. These still hold up today, and there'll be Streets of Rage 4 coming out, which I will own, digitally or physically. I will own it. But these are great games, guys. So that's it for today, guys, for my versus video. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. You know, I hope you guys are enjoying everything in gaming. I will have another pickups video coming up soon, and another probably video on Sega Man reviews. You know, I got to pick out some different cool types of games that I want to review in my next video. I also want to thank everybody for subscribing and watching my videos. I appreciate to all the true gamers out there that love gaming. Keep it positive, guys. And just do what you do. You know what I mean? I'm going to give a shout out to 100. He bought Mr. 100. He bought the Don King of Xbox, E-Rock, the Shermanator, another cool brother. My friend Sire649, Asian Sleepy, another cool dude in these gaming streets. They're all really cool guys. Check out their channels, guys. They're awesome. You know what I mean? And I hope you guys have a great week. Alright? Sega Man out. Xbox for life for me. Peace, guys.